I was very keen to see spiders on a plane, as I really like horrors and thrillers set on planes. I don't know why. I'm not terrified of planes, but I feel like the more plane-based horrors I watch, the more scared of actual planes I'm going to be. In terms of spiders, I'm not terrified of spiders. I live in a country where they're not really a big threat, but certainly I find them quite creepy. So there were enough elements in this that I went into this thinking it could be a really good experience. It was released in 2024. It's directed by Ben J. Williams, written by Ben Daly, with a cast including Danielle Scott, Jase Rivers, Lauren Budd, Connor Powles, and various others. It was very, very slow to begin with, but once we got onto the plane, it became pretty interesting. It's about a group of people who are on a plane, and there are some deadly spiders released onto the plane, and I won't go into too much detail about the how or the why, but that part of it was interesting enough. I thought it worked well, and it didn't take too long for me to start to feel sick. There's a point really early on where we see the spiders begin to scuttle away, and then we immediately are forced to listen to this passenger eating something very loudly with a kind of squelchy, crunchy sound to it. And because we've just looked at the spiders, it almost feels like he's eating the spiders. He isn't, but that was kind of the implication, and it was just disgusting and so effective. After that, things move in a pretty steady pace. The spiders obviously are beginning to threaten people, and I would say it gets more and more intense as it goes on. I think that worked really well. Obviously starts off with the most disgusting thing being very loud sounds of somebody eating something squelchy, and then it obviously increases. I wouldn't say it's scary unless you're very, very scared of spiders. As I said, I'm not. I don't want to be in a room with a lot of them, but I'm not phobic of them. But if you are very scared of spiders, then yes, I think you'll find it to be potentially quite a scary film. I just found it to be maybe a little creepy, made my skin crawl a little bit. I loved the plane setting. I thought they made a great use of the space. The performances were very good. And if, like me, you generally seek out plane-based horror films, I think you'll like that part of it. If you like spider-based horror, I think you'll find that that's quite good as well. I would never say it became a terrifying film, unless you are very, very phobic of spiders and planes. I would imagine it would be a very horrible experience in that case, but it never became terrifying. But certainly I think it has the potential to be quite creepy, and ultimately I came away from it feeling like it was a decent experience. It's relatively easy as a watch. It doesn't take too much concentration. There are not too many twists and turns, so if you're looking for something that's reasonably well crafted, quite creepy, definitely could make your skin crawl, but doesn't require too much concentration, then it could be a good one to go with. Whether you want to sit down and become fully immersed in it, or you just want something on in the background, I think it could work for both scenarios, and ultimately I enjoyed it. I thought Spiders on a Plane was a decent film. It had a slow start, but I'd say once we got to the point of the spiders scurrying out and the person eating the squelchy food, after that point it went up and up in terms of quality. And as I said, I don't think it would ever be a really terrifying film unless you're very phobic of both spiders and planes. But it's still a creepy enough film with some good performances. It made great use of the plane space. I really enjoyed that part of it. The spider aspect is done very well as well. The characters are fine. I wasn't that bothered about any of them. I didn't want this or that person to survive, but nobody was annoying. The performances were good. It ticks enough boxes that I came away from Spiders on a Plane feeling pretty satisfied with the experience. And if it's the kind of film that would appeal to you, then I'd say it's one that's probably worth checking out.